Murder in the Bronx. My God. Justice for Junior. So I refuse to watch the video, but I heard about this case. From what I understand, it all started with teenagers, I guess, that were having sex, and the guy secretly recorded it. And yeah, the guy secretly recorded it. It was basically revenge porn. He put it on the internet. And so Junior was not the one who was responsible for this revenge porn. They thought it was him, they meaning these grown men who chased this boy. He ran into a bodega. They dragged him out, stabbed him. I didn't see it. It sounds horrible. I'm not interested in looking for this video. But they stabbed him. I understand they sliced him in the neck with a machete. This poor 15-year-old boy tried to run a couple of blocks to the hospital and didn't make it. And he ended up dying on the sidewalk, I think sitting up against a wall or something. The story sounds so horrific and sad. But from what I understand, there's so much video of it, surveillance video, and some video from a cell phone as he sat on the sidewalk up against a building. And I just can't imagine. I just saw a picture of him. I understand he was a pretty decent kid. He wasn't involved in any gang. I think he was involved in a junior police officer program. That's not exactly what it's called, but it's something like that. Where, he's training to become a police officer one day. It's so sad that somebody would do that to anybody, let alone I understand that one of the men looked to be 35 years old. I think it was 5 men. And so they say that he was not the individual responsible for this revenge porn. And it's for him to be so heinously murdered as he was at the age of 15 for revenge porn that he didn't do. And then you got the people who actually have done revenge porn. They're still making videos, walking the streets. Nothing happens to them. And it makes you question, what the fuck? How does he get hacked up like this? And people who have actually done revenge porn, nothing happens to them. Mm, mm, mm. Concrete, hello. Silent, hello. An eye for an eye. He didn't do anything. He was not responsible for this revenge porn situation. I don't know if it's mistaken identity or he was friends with the person who actually did it. That's unclear. But for grown men to do this to a child, I hope they capture each and every one of them. And I hope they all get like several life sentences. Oh, got you, Concrete. People was walking like it was nothing. You know, when I was in sixth grade, I remember in class we had read an article. What was this lady's name? First name was Kitty. Kitty somebody. This happened in like the 1960s in Forest Hills, Queens, New York. And it was something about her walking down the street and some man was stabbing her to death and nobody would call the police. Nobody would look out the window. They heard her screams. People closed down their shades and everything. Kitty Genovese, I think that was her name. And this is just like very similar to see a child being hacked up in the street with a fucking machete. Then again, somebody got a machete. What can you really do except call 911? Knives hurt. Shit. Oh, Lord, help us. That poor little boy is so sad that this happened to him and that adults did this. Adults. I can understand their anger. You know, I think the subject of the revenge porn might have been was a relative of one of them, or maybe all of those guys, they could be all relatives. But the female subject in the revenge porn might have been a sister or, you know, a little aunt. I said little aunt because, you know, you got some people who are adults and you might be 25, but your aunt is like 15, you know, shit like that. But now how would I feel if they actually did the same thing to the person who was responsible for this revenge porn, putting this shit out on the internet? Mm. Well, you know, my attitude would be like, there are consequences and repercussions for your actions and your behaviors. You made a decision knowing that this would humiliate and embarrass somebody, a female, and you decided to put it out there. So somebody takes a liberty and decides to hack you up with a machete as a response to your actions and your behavior. Oh well. Oh well. But for this to have happened to someone who was not responsible for this revenge porn situation, it's horrible. Hi, Nia. How are you? Good to see you. I also heard another report. Spanish guy, from the community, was saying that the gang activity in the Bronx is out of control, and you know, using machetes and all that is their trademark. Um, you know, it's the Bronx. What are you gonna do? But I hope all of these individuals are apprehended. From what I understand, they got clear pictures of them, from the surveillance cameras. So I guess it's just a matter of time. But this poor boy, 15 years old, especially if he was not the subject of this revenge porn situation, how fucking sad and horrible. Anyway, oh yeah, I'm hanging in there. I just got a little down and depressed, and I've just been thinking about this young man all day, and I'm just not even tempted to find this video to watch it. I'm not even tempted. I could care less. And it's like, I'm just not trying to have those images stored in the hard drive of my mind. I can do without it. Just hearing somebody tell the story is bad enough. I really don't want to see what actually transpired. Oh my God. This is horrible. Horrible, horrible. All right. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I'm going to try and get some sleep, because I got a fun-filled, interesting day tomorrow. Can't wait. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you much. Night, night.